And welcome to Imagination Fun Time. I'm your host, Brandon Devine. Hello, folks. How are you today? What is today? Today is Monday, March 25th, 2024. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday. And today I have another great guest. Continuing to learn how to do this podcast with other people and continuing my never-ending quest to just learn how to talk to people, because I don't really know how to talk to people. And this man, for sure, has seen me epically fail at trying to talk to people. It is my comedian buddy, Mike Miron, everybody.
Yeah, I definitely have. No, I'm just kidding. No, what's going on, guys? Good to be on the podcast today, Imagination Fun Time. And hell yeah, man, we're here.
We are here. How are you today? What have you been up to?
Man, I have just been kind of just chilling today, kind of like picking the apartment up a little bit, man, and just hanging out with the cats, doing cat dad shit, you know.
Cat dad shit's always fun. I am a no dad. I have nobody but myself, and that's like already a full-time job. I was saying to one of my coworkers yesterday, how I think it's like, you know, I used to think like, oh, I'd make a great dad, and now I realize like I'd make a terrible dad, dude. But again, like, I am young. I'm still only like 30 years old. Maybe that'll change if I ever make money or meet a girl that's willing to reproduce with me.
I think that's gonna be the hardest part to find.
That part is hard. There is that part of being a parent. Like, you have to actually be able to get somebody to, you know, love you enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, man. I've paid for more Plan Bs and a couple of abortions that I more than I'd like to talk about. And back in the day, back when they used to have that shit around here, now in Arkansas they don't have that. So, yeah, if you're gonna go busting loads, you gotta make sure your shit.
You gotta be smart with it. Like, you gotta understand that load can literally cost you up to like upwards of $500,000 over the course of the next like however many years.
Exactly, you know. I mean, they say like, oh, it's 18-year commitment. No, you can turn it into like a 14-year commitment if you just like
the first 18 years is like trading. That is literal. Remember how like Goku would train for like a year or like 3 years to like when Trunks came back and they talked about and he warned them about the androids. They had 3 years to train. Dude, you got 18 years to train somebody. Like, dude, don't fuck this up. Do not fuck this up. And then once they're out the door at 18, you can tell within a year, it's like, damn, they're going to fuck this all up.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's how my parents thought about me whenever, like, I first moved to Fayetteville from a small town. They're just like, oh, he'll be okay. In the first year, they're like, oh, this guy's definitely doing drugs.
I mean, I didn't move out of my parents' house till my parents divorced, long time ago, back in 1998. My parents got divorced. My mom. I'm good, man. Right. But my mom had the house. Mom kept the house. Dad got a different house in the area for about 5 years, back in Buffalo, and then he moved back down towards where he grew up, outside New York City. Dude, those first 5 years, though, were so fun. 'Cause my dad got a house at a ski resort that he worked at for a while, and he got other jobs. But, like, it was so sick being able to, like, wake up. Like, you ever go skiing or boarding?
I've been wanting to for a long time. I feel like I'd enjoy snowboarding more than skiing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you definitely you're definitely the vibe of snowboarder. And snowboarding is always, like, the easier one to pick up as an adult. Especially if you have any experience on, like, a skateboard or anything. It's like the same. I've only snowboarded once, but been skiing since the time I was probably 3 or 2. I've been on skis my whole life.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And in my 20s, I've gone multiple seasons where I don't ski because as an adult, when you're a child, you don't think about it. When you're a child, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go skiing, and your parents take you. And you don't realize, like, oh, shit, this costs so much fucking money. Like, a one-day lift ticket at, like, a ski resort back in, like, I'm talking about back in Buffalo, which is some are kind of resorty, but, like, they're nothing like Colorado or like mountains in like Maine or anything. But even that lift ticket, and this is almost probably like 10 years ago, $50-$60 for a day, and that's just one day. A lift ticket for a fucking season costs hundreds of dollars.
Oh, I'm sure that, especially like in that where the cost of everything's like higher too. I'm sure it's gone up tremendously in the past like 10 years. Yeah.
What sports did you grow up with?
Sports. I was in a really small town, so my school didn't have like football or anything. So I was a
Really?
Yeah. So someone actually like, I believe it was 1926 or something like that. Someone died during the middle of a football game. So they just called it there. They're like, oh yeah, someone died. Fuck it, Like,
they just footloose the entire football program.
Yeah, so that
they're like these one person screwed it up for everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn.
Back in like the night, yeah. So we had like basketball and baseball. Our baseball program was kind of shit until I got my last year there. Then it started getting better. But yeah, we were a huge basketball school. That's all we had. So yeah, I grew up playing basketball, and.
No, any like little league baseball or anything?
I didn't play baseball until my last year of high school, and I sucked at it. I never really played baseball or anything like that. So, my population of my town was like 600 something by the time I was leaving there. So yeah, we didn't really have a lot of shit. We'd occasionally go watch like a college football game at like A-State in Jonesboro or something like that.
Now, a town with a population that size, were drugs hard to get?
Depending on what you wanted, man. Like, if you want some weed, you had to drive better, or probably like not better. You had to drive like pretty far, man. Like Jonesboro or something like that. You want some weed. If you want some meth or something, which you could just get it like right up the street, like 2 blocks over. I didn't realize how many people in my life were doing meth. I mean, I didn't. I had to dabble with it in like my teenage years, or not teenage years, but like my early adult years and stuff like that. But I did not realize like how many people, even like friends in high school, were like on meth until I was like, oh shit, this guy's smoking crack, bro. Like, holy shit.
Damn. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks. Like the drugs that we shouldn't be doing are easier to get. The drugs we should be doing much harder to get. Like, what was like the average price of like an eighth? Like, just want to buy just an eighth.
So if you were getting it from a certain person, like the most accessible person, he would charge more because he was going to get it for you and stuff like that. So he would drive to go pick it up. So he would charge you more. For an eighth, man, I don't know. I would have to say like probably like $60. Now, like, before I started like smoking like good weed and stuff like that, I remember I could get like a half ounce for $35. Now I'd have to sit there and pick seeds and stems and cut it with like scissors and shit, and didn't smoke it out of a Coke can because that's what we were dealing with. And everything's super accessible nowadays, man. Like, you can just
I
go
feel
buy weed and shit.
No, I feel that. That's stuff like growing like outside Buffalo when I was growing. When I started smoking weed, like started buying weed like senior year of high school and stuff like that, and yeah, it's when I realized how expensive it was. Like an eighth was $60 usually. That's about average. I think like I never bought like anything big because I just never like had like the money to blow to just buy like an ounce. I remember like the first time I was my first senior after I graduated high school. I stayed back and I went to community college, so I started hanging out with the girl that was selling me weed at the time. And we just, went to parties, had fun, stuff with her friends and shit like that. And I remember this kid came over. It was the first time I saw someone first time I was ever around, like, big bags of weed. She wasn't major. She was just pushing, like, an average neighborhood dealer.
Right.
But this kid came over and was like, can I get a full ounce? She's like, really? He's like, you got all that money? And he just pulled out, like, this, like, wad of cash. It was probably, like, $350, almost $400.
Oh, shit.
And she gave him the ounce, and he's like, man, that's my entire week's paycheck from Wendy's. And she just, like, looked at me and was like, damn, that was really sad.
That's really sad, dude. No, that's crazy. Like, $400 for an ounce. I can't say much, dude. When I first moved down here and lived on Betty Joe, dude, I used to sell kids. I'd be selling kids like the entitled white kids who like had dad's money and shit like that, who were just like, oh hey good sir, I'd like to purchase some marijuana. It's like, yeah, $60 for a gram, dude. And they're like, they thought that was a steal. And I felt like kind of like an asshole afterwards, but I mean, I don't know, man. They didn't know what was going on.
No, dude. Like, I never got this. I never knew anything about like anything other than weed. Like, I did shrooms once when I was 18, and that was with my brother and a friend of his. But like, I just never got into like any of the other shit. I had friends that were always. I had some friends that definitely liked to do pills and like shit like that. I knew one kid that sadly died because he got way too fucking high on the computer inhaler duster and stuff like that.
Oh, air duster, man! Jesus Christ,
dude! Yeah, he got so whacked out on it. He was riding a bike on like a woods trail next to a creek, and like hit something, fell into the creek. When he fell into the creek, he knocked himself out, face down, and drowned.
Jesus Christ, man!
20 years old.
That's terrible, dude.
20 years old.
Now, we used to do that shit. Terrifying. We used to do that shit when we were kids too, man. Like, we had a buddy who was driving, Jared Robinette, man. He's still alive, but like we got in a car wreck because he was driving and he was just sitting there hitting the air duster while he was driving. He passed out. Yeah, it was. I was in the back seat. Had our buddy Hunter Osborne in the passenger, and dude was just sitting there hitting it while he's driving. And all of a sudden, like when he passes out, his hand locks around the can, and it's just like. He has it he's just we can't even he's just basically like freezing his lungs at this point. So like we're like, what the fuck's going on? All of a sudden, dude's like going off the road and stuff, and we dude had to like jump over him and like get on sit on his lap to like steer and stuff. And we like went off the road and wrecked his car pretty bad. Yeah, dude. And
first time I ever saw that stuff was the one episode of South Park where they had an intervention with Tally. Where it was like Tally was doing like meth and heroin and there's a scene where he went to like Best Buy and he bought like 20 of those canisters and he's like yelling at the clerk and then he just goes into his car and starts. What's that stuff do to you? Like, what does it feel like?
Man, it will definitely. It just kind of makes you feel extremely lightheaded and you will almost have you'll have minor hallucinations while you're doing it too. And it kind of just makes your brain just kind of numb at the same time, so you're basically just kind of like locked in a weird little slow hallucinogenic
that's crazy
kind of time frame for a second, and then you definitely get this thing called the want-wants.
The want?
Yeah, it's like want, just pulsing through your brain while the entire time it's happening too.
Okay.
So yeah, it's we used to do K2 back when that shit was accessible. You used to be able to buy that at gas stations, man. You go to a gas station and buy some potpourri type shit and smoke that, and dude, that was one of the craziest things ever, man. We had a guy when we smoked some K2 one time, good old Jacob Cagle, man. It was me and 6 of my other friends, and we went and we broke into this old 3-story house that had just been sitting there for probably 15, 20 years uninhabited, and we broke into that house. We went up to the 3rd floor, and we're all just smoking K2 in a circle, and we're all started kind of tripping out and shit like that. And all of a sudden, Jacob Cagle's the devil is alive, and just started freaking the fuck out. And this man goes and he just bullets through. It's a fucking cat. He bullets through the window, dude, and just 3rd story floor, and lands in the bush and just takes off running at full speed. And it took us 2 hours to find him. And he was behind our old gas station, the S&H gas station, sitting there just curled up in a ball, just hyperventilating and shit. And we're like, man, you're a pussy, dude. We're all just chilling.
Damn, dude. No, there's so I told you about I went to boarding school, right?
Yes.
So one of the really tragic parts of boarding school happened literally for us the night before our graduation. One of my buddies, Bill Raynard, who was supposed to graduate with us, he went out for a run, and he just collapsed on the sidewalk and died. And it was always known that he had, like, a minor heart issue, but he was a really athletic kid. He was, like, captain of our squash team. He was, I think, captain of our tennis team senior year. And just, like, was a decently really athletic kid. So he was always in good shape. He drank, smoked, like, partied, all that kind of stuff. But I remember they, like, the week before we graduated, we went on our senior trip to Miami for, like, 4 or 5 days. And, you know, we're having fun, like, you know, seniors are supposed to and stuff like that. And someone said that he smoked some of the K2. They smoked some of the fake weed and shit like that. So there's some people, like, saying that, like, that might have, you know, had an effect on him and shit like that.
It probably did, man. Stuff like that that's, like, you know, not natural, that you're not supposed to smoke that shit. Like, it's...
I remember, like, yeah, even back, like those like couple of years when I first started smoking, and it was like, you know, kind of, I like rarely smoked, so like I remember being with a buddy who was a buddy back then. He's not a buddy now,
right?
But I remember we were at a park and he had some of that stuff. He was smoking and he's like, "You want some?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm just like, I really want to get stoned right now, but not enough to, like, I don't want to smoke some fake weed." 'Cause I remember you could buy that stuff at the store. Like, there was, like, I grew up in, like, a town, like, a very preppy, like, a very idealistic kind of quote-unquote white town. Like,
right.
Like, upper middle class town, just, a lot of pill. You know, like, if you're a drug of choice, definitely the prescription. The pills, the weed, just, like, all that stuff. And so, like, we had a mall in our town, and I remember it was, like, it was, like, a cool thing when, like, this head shop opened up in the mall for a while like that, and you just go, like, and you could go to this head shop, and they had, like, these little, like, jars up on the front counter that you could buy, like, the fake weed at, and I just always thought, like, that's so fucking weird. Like, if you're, you know, just like 2008, 2009, 10 stuff, like, so it's just, like, if you could... It just felt weird of, like, if it's right here and, like, you can buy it right here, that's sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, it is pretty sketchy.
That is pretty sketchy, and I don't want to fuck with any of that shit.
No, dude, I mean, good on you for not doing that, man, because I had a very addictive personality, so, like, whenever someone would be like, "Oh, hey, you know, like, try this," I'd be like, "Oh, cool." Like, I had some people in my, like, I have a buddy of mine, Ethan Oric, man. I'm so surprised that man is not dead. I would, like, watch that guy do so much drugs, like, just in front of me, dude. Like, sit there and have, like, a whole, like, fistful of Xanax and pot and just eat them in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And he's just be, like, pretty fucking cool, like a cucumber, man. He had taken, like, just massive amounts of drugs, and he'd just be like, yeah, dude. He could drive normal, dude. He could barely. I mean, you could hardly ever tell he's fucked up, which is kind of crazy. But he would be. He would tell you. He would take that shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Then when when he started getting sober, dude, it was weird because, like, you didn't see, like, bro, you don't seem like yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, because
it's like, yeah, I'm sober.
Yeah, typically,
this is the real me.
Yeah,
you've always known the fake me.
Yeah, the fake me who was all happy because he was all fucked up all the time. Yeah,
fucked up every day of the week.
Yeah, like crazy, man. But yeah, he's still with us, surprisingly, dude.
Well, good for him. Like, yeah, it's good that he's still with us, and, like, probably much better that he's sober.
Oh, I don't think he's sober anymore. That lasted for a little while, man. I'm sure he's probably back on some kind of drugs.
Well,
I hope he's not. I mean, I hope he's doing good. Because last time I saw him was like 3 years ago. He looked like shit, and I was like, oh well.
That's not good. That is not good. That's what I've always said. Like, I've never tried coke because, not that I'm afraid of what it's gonna do, but I'm afraid I'm gonna really like it.
Yeah,
really gonna like that shit.
Oh yeah, man.
So it's like if you feel, I always thought, like, if you feel that way, that's not to try it. That's a steer clear of it.
Yeah, that's good on you, man. Yeah, it's I would say too. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's a little bit weird, kind of saying, because, like, it is fun as fuck, but it is one thing. It's very 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 addicting, and I know a lot of people who've just gone down the rabbit hole, like, real quick. Like, I mean, I had a buddy of mine just try it for the first time, and I mean, he's pretty much put himself in, like, a whole bunch of debt, dude. He used to have a whole bunch of money, and then he's like put himself in debt, like, and they like owes people for coke and shit, and he's just out there.
That's
like,
what it does, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. He spent like a couple $100,000 in like a year, man. Like just
like,
the
thought of like, I wish I had hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, see, if I had hundreds,
what would we do with that? There's some people, it's like, dude, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on drugs. And it's like, how are you alive?
If I had hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would spend some of it on drugs. Like, I wouldn't spend all of it on. Well, I would say that, and then be like probably end up spending it all on drugs. But yeah, if I had $100,000, dude, I definitely I get an 8-ball at least. A couple. Or no, I mean that 8-ball's only a couple $100. I'd probably get a few.
Is that what it costs?
Yeah, it's about $200 depending on where you get it from.
I love that. I always love this story because it's my first time. Like my first time I remember being around coke. I was 18. We were at a beach on Lake Erie during the summer, and it was when I was hanging with my weed dealer and some of her friends, and there was like kids I knew from middle school and stuff like that. There's just a bunch of us down at Bennett Beach one hot summer day, and we had beers, kids had weed, but a couple of kids brought a gram of coke, and they were just racking up some lines, and we're a bunch of dumb suburban white kids, so like some of us were like just staring like, oh my god, like this doing cocaine is so cool.
Whoa, bro. Yeah.
Whoa, bro. This is fucking awesome. But, like I said, we're at the beach. It's Lake Erie. It's a giant fucking open beach. And what do you typically find at the beach but you don't see? A lot of wind. A lot of wind. So these kids, were racking up a line. And literally, just as he puts the straw down to snort it, wind just takes the line and just blows it.
Man,
and he was so mad. He was so fucking pissed.
I would be too, man. It's just not cheap. Yeah. I definitely had a couple times where I've had some wind or something, if I not cocaine, but I used to snort a lot of Adderall and stuff back in the day too. So
I saw that shit at boarding school.
Oh man. That was good shit.
I never got into taking. I definitely was prescribed Adderall, and when I was younger, I was prescribed Concerta because just to try and help me focus in class and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
I remember in boarding school, I actually would notice a difference because we had to go to study hall at night. If you didn't earn dorm study for having honor school and stuff like that, I would actually notice a difference when nights I wouldn't take my meds and nights I would. Because the nights I did take my meds, I could actually get myself to focus enough to just get my homework done, not do my homework well and make sure I get a good grade on it. Just get it done so that way I can hand it in tomorrow and the teacher doesn't yell at me, and then I can spend the rest of the time listening to music and reading Wikipedia articles because dude, when you were in high school, did they ever have, what year did you graduate high school?
2015.
Did your school have Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Did they have restrictive Wi-Fi at the school?
100%, dude, yeah.
Such bullshit, dude. Imagine that shit being at boarding school. You live there 7 days a week and there's restricted Wi-Fi 7 days a week.
No, that would have sucked, dude.
I hated it.
No, I used to... Oh, man, high school, dude, that was the peak of, when I used to just be watching porn all the fucking time, man. I would sit there and, I would... Because, my dad was, I'd be, watching, porn and stuff, and my dad would, sneak up the stairs, or he'd be, walking up the stairs, I would go and hear him, so I'd have to, click off and, have, a separate tab.
Yep.
To sit there and be I'm just playing, just playing Hangman or whatever the fuck, find something to,
Oh my god, dude! That just made me think of, we would do that in study hall, just at school, but not just with porn, but just doing whatever. Because they would give us laptops at the school each year. Each student got a laptop, and we just for teenagers goofing off, trying to go on MySpace or Facebook or just instant messenger chats or whatever. And I remember in my first year in 8th grade, we had this one study hall proctor who would a few times throughout the study hall session yell, "Hands up!" and you would literally walk around like a fucking prison guard and
hell
expect
no.
everybody. And if you didn't like immediately put your hands up, if you're like, oh, he would immediately come to you first, and like you get like in trouble or something. Such bullshit.
That is such bullshit, dude. No, actually, there used to not be restrictive Wi-Fi at one point in time, and that's actually what happened. There was a kid named good old Matt Zwick. He was like this like German kid. He didn't have like an accent or anything, but he was sitting there like just over there like a fiend, bro, and he was watching some weird shit too. He was watching like
dude. He's watching some porn from back in his home country, like the freakiest of the freaky.
Yeah, some of that Oktoberfest porn. Some of that. No, he was watching like girls humping pillows and shit, and then all of a sudden Miss Blissenbach comes over and is just like, Mr. Zwick, what on earth is this? What are you watching? And then he turns around, he's like, I got a problem, and then
he's like, I need help.
Yeah, I need help, dude. Basically, and then so
I'm getting boners all the time. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. He had a separate time. This was in a geometry class. We're doing PowerPoint presentations, and this dude broadcast. He put the wrong hard drive into his fucking laptop, dude, and he broadcasted it was like Asian ass porn or something like that.
Jesus.
Like onto the screen in class.
That's rad.
It was amazing. And
that's fucking rad, dude.
Yeah, he got suspended both times for porn shit. And then
what? They suspended him for that?
Yeah, both times, dude. And then
it's like, you know what? Your punishment is we have to send you home where you probably going to do nothing. But you're literally going to do nothing but watch more porn.
Yeah, he's probably why he's doing it. He's like, man, this is more of a reward for me, dude.
Damn,
Well, I mean, his parents getting told him, his parents were pissed, I'm sure. I don't know, but yeah, he moved schools, like, a couple months after the second time where, he got caught watching the shit.
Why is it always, like, grown women that get mad at younger men, like, when they're watching porn? Like, 'cause I feel like if it's your dad who catches you, they wouldn't, like, shame you or be like...
No,
you'd be like, they'd understand. I remember when I worked for the YMCA, we would do this thing where, at our main branch, which is, like, where it had, like, all the athletic courts and the pool and the weight room, like, it was a, like, big YMCA hub for our area of Buffalo. There were separate branches all throughout the county. But, during school breaks, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, there's some parents that still have to work and, like, can't afford to go on a vacation and stuff like that. So they would sign their kids up to do, like, a week of, like, kind of like camp during the vacation, where we would just do activities and stuff at the branch, take them swimming, play games, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a certain age that you had to be limit for that. And one kid, his parents were punishing him because he got caught looking at porn. They caught him looking at porn on his phone, and they wanted to punish him during his school break for that. So my boss made a deal with, like, okay, he's 13, but, like, we'll still allow him to come for the week if that's what you really want. I remember talking to my coworker saying, this is such bullshit. Like, that is such a horrible thing to do. Like, the kid was just looking at porn. And my coworker was like, well, we need to teach them that that's not appropriate, that, like, you shouldn't be looking at women like sexual objects. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's just going to cause this kid more problems throughout life.
Yeah,
it's going to psychologically scar this kid of thinking, like, oh, he's just doing the same thing every 12 or 13-year-old boy has been doing since, like, dial-up internet in the mid-90s.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Let that kid look at some tits, man.
Look at some tits. Look at some V. Like, it's
look
okay.
At some V, dude.
Like, if he was, like, doing some weird shit, like, I don't know, killing rabbits or something like that, and his parents need to punish him. Yeah,
you're out there doing
we'll
like
send
some weird,
him to camp then. And
weird demonic bullshit. But yeah, dude, like kids sitting there just like,
it was literally.
He's discovering himself. He's like, oh, what's that funny feeling in my underwear I got? Oh, it's me becoming a fucking man.
Eighth grader gets caught looking at porn on their phone.
The first time I ever got caught watching porn, dude, is the crit. So I was staying with my grandparents for a little while. And I had nothing to do, dude. And I believe I was 12, 13. I believe I was 12, so I was like 7th grade. And I was going through just channels late one night, on DirecTV, and my uncle was the one paying for their cable bill and shit, and so they didn't know anything about like channel lock or any of that stuff.
No.
So I'm just going through, dude, and I'm seeing all these like crazy names like Sex by the Pool. BBC Bonanza 44 or stuff like that. I'm like, holy shit.
44 volumes? Holy shit.
I mean, that's
a lot of Bonanza.
That's a real popular one.
I wonder why.
Yeah, they're on like 75 right now, I think. I don't know. But no, dude, so I'm sitting there and I see Sex by the Pool and I'm like, what is this, And then it just kind of like says like, like brunette, slut, whatever, getting fucked by the pool or something. I was like, whoa. So I click on it, and it's like, would you like to buy this for, $6.99?
Oh.
And I was like, well, it's not my money. It's not my money, dude. So I click on it, and I buy it, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's exactly what it said. Some chick's, like, laying on her side, and this dude's fucking her, and I was just like, whoa! Oh, my God! And I'm just sitting there, like, looking at it. I'm mesmerized, dude. I'm seeing, like, sex for the first time. I don't know what's going on, so I'm like, oh, my God. And then I just keep going through, dude, and I mean... And then, so I'm just like, keep buying this porn. I'm like, would you like to buy this for, $17.99? Sure, yes, absolutely. But, and then by the end of it, dude, I had very Christian grandparents, very, very strong Christian grandparents.
Oh, boy.
And we actually get home from church one day, and they hadn't checked the mail. So you don't get mail on Sundays. They didn't check the mail the previous day. So we had just got home from church. And my grandpa goes and checks the mail, and, he's all just, like, going through and stuff like that, and he opens the bill, and he's, like, looking at it, and this is in a month's time, and he's looking at the bill, and he's like, Tommy? My grandma's got a boy named Tommy and Joe. It's kind of weird. People used to think I had two grandpas, and they were gay and shit. Like, no, it's just the name. But, she looks at it and she starts crying immediately. She's like, oh my God. And she looks at me, she's like, Michael Patrick,
Oh, they knew it was you immediately.
we need to have a talk.
They knew it was
and
you.
I was like, about what? She's like, well, first of all, our DirecTV bill is is $520.
Jesus.
And, yeah, dude, I bought like because it was only supposed to be like, fucking $30 a month or something like that for the plan they had. So I bought like close to like $500 worth of porn in a month's time.
My
and just yeah, dude. And I was young, bro. I wasn't even jerking off to this shit either. I was watching it. It's like, dude. And I had to sit there and I had to do yard work for like almost a year, dude, to sit there and like just pay it off. I mean, I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was like,
yeah, dude, that sucks.
Cutting bunions off my grandma's feet. No, that I didn't do that, but I'm just kidding. But no, it was a lot, dude. This shit was crazy.
I remember one time my mom called me back. Like, I got a call. My mom called when I was with my friends, and she said, Brandon, I need you to come home. I need to talk to you about something. And I just immediately knew, like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I was like, I was just thinking, like, yep. I was like, I didn't delete the internet browser. I didn't delete the browser history.
Oh, God.
I just immediately was riding my bike home, knowing exactly what it was going to be. I walk in. I was like, so what do you need to talk about? And we walk over. She walks over to the computer and she just clicks it open, and it's just like hardcore like lesbians just like eating each other's pussies and just like going at it like. And I'm just like, I don't know
what to say, Mom.
I literally was just like, I don't know what to say, Mom. And she's like, you're grounded the rest of the day. That's what I'm gonna say. And I'm just like, fuck.
Hell yeah! I mean, the rest of the day is not bad. It's like, okay, so can I come back to this tomorrow? Can I just take a day break and come back?
Can I go out and play tomorrow?
yeah. Can I play with myself tomorrow? And then...
Oh my God. No, those are fun days though, dude. Those are the days when there was risk involved. That's what for me, stopped really having an interest in drinking after I turned 21 because there was just like no risk involved in it anymore.
No.
I just what I realized was like for me, like during those high school and early college days, like the fun wasn't really the drinking. The fun was like the mission of getting the alcohol.
That was always a fun
I always
time,
realized
dude.
I realized later that's the fun part. Like the drinking, I always hated the drinking because every time I would get drunk, I literally would just like say to myself like I hate this, I'm never doing this again, and then like the next opportunity to drink, I would just like go for it immediately.
Oh, for sure, dude. No, like my teenage years, like I feel like for everybody it was like prime drinking years because like yeah, used to. Yeah, I'm the same way nowadays, dude. Like I'll go to a bar, have just a couple beers, maybe a shot or something like that. I'm straight. Dude, when I was 15 years old, I was like guzzling half gallons of UV blue, waking up in fucking fields 10 miles from my house. That's the shit. Like small town shit. Yeah, that's what we did, man. Like
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I never did that. Never woke up in a field. I did drink my senior year on the frozen pond in my town. Because it got cold enough in the December that they were able to. Some locals were able to build a nice little pond hockey arena.
Oh hell yeah!
For about like however many weeks until it finally got warm enough where they had to take all the equipment off. But like, I can't remember who like the power was plugged into, but like, God bless them, whoever it was, 'cause, like people just go out there like all hours of the night and like either just hang out or skate and stuff like that. And one night, me and my friends were just there until like 2 a.m, just sitting in the middle of the frozen lake, just drinking cold natty ices and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
But I never went to any like field park. Never went to any like fun barn parties. Drove once to a trailer park down by Lake Erie. That was a fun party. Yeah, high school was really boring for me, I'll be honest. Like high school was so fucking lame. And I think I don't know if like part of it was just because I went to boarding school. Oh, look who showed up.
Cat number 3. What's up,
Cat
Clem?
number 3. I was like, wait, the gray cat's over there. It's like this is the other cat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's his name?
Clementine.
Clementine. Hi,
Yeah.
Clementine.
Yeah, they're all girls. They're all girl cats.
And they all like my rain jacket. They're all fascinated with my rain jacket.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad it's raining though.
I'm glad it's raining too, man. This rain's been super nice today, dude. It's really been, I woke up and it was raining and I was just like, I do not want to get the fuck up, but I knew I had to, but yeah, no, rain is probably like one of my favorite things. I always like a good, like, warm rain, like when it's like, you know, like 70 degrees outside, it starts raining, and you get like that almost like weird, like little rainforest kind of feel, I guess you call it.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. We had, in my house growing up, back in Buffalo, we had a sun porch. And so...
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, yeah, during the summer, during the warmer parts of the year, they would have... my parents would have the screen put in and, like, there's always a TV out there and some chairs and stuff like that. When we got older, that became the smoking area. That became where, like, we would always go and smoke weed, smoke hookah, party whenever we had chances, whatever. Hi, Clementine. But like during the rain, during like a good rainstorm, oh, it's just the best sitting out there just watching TV. One of my favorite memories out there was, remember that show Total Drama Island?
Man, I have not thought about that show in years, dude. Yeah, I loved that show, man.
When that show was on Cartoon Network, it was during the summer one time. I remember they did like a literal all-day marathon, and there was just this heavy rain and thunder just pouring all day, non-stop, just heavy monsoon rain. And I sat out there all fucking day, just watching TV, getting snacks, having a good time. Really, you ever take those moments when, like, you get to just chill, have fun, and you're not paying the bills? You're not paying the rent.
That was the best, dude. I took those for granted, man.
Especially because that was 2008. That was the start of a recession, dude.
Oh man,
that was not a good time for America.
Fuck no.
That was not a good time. I've been rewatching these series on HBO. CNN did them where they just like break apart like each decade. Like they have one in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It's just like there's never a perfect decade. Like there's always fucking weird shit going on every fucking decade.
No, every 10 years like a clusterfuck of things happen. and I don't know, man. America's in a weird spot right now, dude. I don't know.
America. When is America never not in a weird spot?
That's very true. That's very true.
We're always going to be doing something wacky. We're always going to be doing something fun. What are we doing right now that's fun? There's not much. There's nothing really fun coming out. I'm trying to think. What was the last movie I saw? Last movie that was fun. Dune. Dune was fun.
I haven't seen Dune yet, man. I've been wanting to go see it. Apparently, at the AMC theater over there on Fayetteville, we're in Fayetteville now. The AMC theater over on College, dude. They have $5 Tuesdays, so every movie's $5. You can go there for $5.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, dude. I haven't been doing movies in forever, man. I've been wanting to see something new too. But yeah, Dune, how's that?
Dune was fucking awesome. It's I have a friend who she's read all the novels, and she said that with these two movies combined, they did the first novel a lot of justice, and they did a really, really good job. Apparently, they're going to be starting on the third movie, which is going to move into the second novel. I don't know. I mean, the world's liking it right now. I don't know how much the world's going to like Dune. Maybe when it's on its sixth movie and it turns into like the Fast and Furious.
I was just about to say, dude, fucking, I'm so sick. I'm sick of it.
Toretto's going to show up at some point in Dune, like riding a sandworm, like just racing a sandworm, and he's going to be telling Paul Atreides, like, it's all about family, bro.
It's all about family.
It's all about family. Do you remember where you were when Paul Walker died?
Where were you when Paul Walker crashed his car? No,
that would be a great song.
No, that was 2009, I think, right?
13.
Okay, damn, I was way off. It was like full fucking 4 years off. 13, man. I think I was at school. I was at school just doing some shit.
Because I always think like that of everything that has happened over the past 10, 11 years, I think that is about one of the times when that brought America close together. Like it sadly takes like a true national tragedy to really bring America together. Like after 9/11, for like a while, everybody in America was patriotic. Everyone was flying American flags. Everyone just wanted to like come together as a country. And I don't think that happened again until Paul Walker died. And America is like, shit, we lost the member of the Fast and Furious cast that we all really liked.
Yeah, the only
I'm not saying that we want Vin Diesel gone. I'm not saying that. But like, when you think of Fast and Furious, you think of Paul Walker.
Yeah, you don't think about Vin Diesel as much. I mean, yeah, it's for sure, dude.
I'm trying to think, like, what's the next movie I'm excited for? I don't know. What's the last movie you watched?
Last movie, like in theaters or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general, shit, man. Honestly, I couldn't really. I think it probably was Grandma's Boy. Actually. Classic stoner movie, man.
Stoner movie.
Great movie. The guy.
Early works of Jonah Hill.
Dude, I know, man. He played that dude. He said, "There's like, yeah, I sucked on my first boobie for 13 hours and shit like that."
Goddamn, 13 hours.
That's a lot of booby sucking, dude. There's this one part of the movie where they're talking about, like, hey, I was watching, I saw you on TV last night when I was with my girlfriend. It was really great. Like, by girlfriend, you mean that piece of rabbit fur you rub on your dick every night? No. I say that shit to my coworker all the time. So they're like, oh, my girlfriend. I'm like, you mean that piece of rabbit fur? You fucking, you ain't got no girlfriend, dude.
Well, yeah, because he was, like, trying to brag, like, because you could just tell, like, he had that no confidence in his voice trying to brag. I was totally that kid for, like, yeah, definitely my first year of boarding school. For like a while, definitely would say some stupid shit, like try to brag, be like, dude, I fucked this chick so hard. Like, and just kids would be like, oh yeah? What'd you do? Like, explain it. Like, tell me what happened. What is this? Tell me what the nipple look like. Oh yeah. Yeah, shut up, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. No, I didn't get a lot of puss in high school, man. I got some, like,
We need to let the world know. We need to, like, let teenagers know, like, dude, it is okay. You gotta understand, sex exists outside of high school. You could do it as an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they don't. I think there's a lot of guys in high school who think that, like, if they don't have sex during high school, like, life is over.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like knew plenty of people who graduated high school as virgins and shit. No one really gave a fuck, but I mean, yeah, dude, people did kind of give you shit for it a little bit.
That is how the world gets great people like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and
exactly, dude.
Every other nerd who is trying to, like, ruin our lives, but also improve it in so many ways.
Yeah, dude. No, I swear to God. So, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, dude. That was kind of bad. Shit, man. When's the last time you got some puss, Brandon?
Last summer.
Fuck yeah, that's a lot.
Had a nice quick Tinder date. She came over to the apartment. She was literally one of the best kind of Tinder dates because she didn't want to talk. She literally knew what she wanted. She knew what she was like a dude. She knew what she wanted. She wanted in and out.
What it was a dude?
No. Thank God.
Yo, Brandon.
Thank God, dude. You ever had? I mean, those Tinder dates also have been really fun because when they show up and you just realize, like, oh fuck, you were a linebacker, and then it's like, fuck, why not? We'll have fun.
Yeah.
Be gentle on me.
Oh yeah, dude. No,
treat my butthole gently.
Holy shit! I don't know about all that, dude. I was with a muscle mommy one time, dude. And,
fuck yeah, dude.
No, it was insane. It actually was kind of scary, dude, because like she was we're in missionary, dude, and all of a sudden like she just starts like picking me up, like she's like picking me up, dude. My cock's like sliding back into her as she's picking me up. So it's just like it's
a scary moment where it's like, I am so terrified of you, but at the same time,
but I've never been more hard.
So hot.
I've never been more hard right now, dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was insane, dude. It was pretty insane. Yeah, and she curled me up, like she like picked me up like by my leg and like my head, and like curled me, and she like sucked me off that way, dude. It was insane. I swear this is real shit, dude. Like
dude, she was like, she's like, fuck, I need to get a pump in right now.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I gotta have it right now, dude. Like it's been like 45 minutes. I haven't lifted anything.
It's been 45 minutes, and the men in my life are still stronger than me. This will not do.
No, this is crazy, dude. Yeah, I didn't really know how to. I felt like I was in like some kind of porno. I was like, is there a hidden camera to this shit right now? Is this gonna get posted online? I hope so. If it does, let me get some money. But no, man, that shit was absolutely intense.
Yeah, the female bodybuilders were never really for me.
It wasn't for me either. It just happened to present itself to me one day when I was younger, and I was like, wow, dude. You know, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. That's it. I remember one time I actually thought about this last night. When I worked at a summer camp in Hawaii. When I was 20, there was this coworker I worked with who will remain nameless for the sake of the podcast. But if she ever listens to this, she'll remember this because she'll never let me forget it.
It was the worst sex she ever had in her entire life.
No. She's married. This woman was too beautiful for me. Way out of my league. But like she was like a fucking strong ass chick, dude. Like fucking strong, like clearly could shot put this like halfway across the football field, and like we would do like campouts and stuff like that with the older campers up in the mountains and in the forest and stuff like that, and she was carrying down from the mess hall, which was on the second floor of the main building, carrying down the stairs the cooler full of food, and the cooler is probably like 70, 80 pounds, like when it's filled to the brim with supplies and shit like that. She was carrying it down on her shoulder, and I made the mistake of calling her I was like, damn, you're a big, strong woman. And yeah, that was a big mistake, because they all every one of my coworkers started reaming me a new asshole. Be like, you don't fucking say that to a lady. You don't call her that. Be like, and that's for sure, like, one of my more memorable autistic moments because like I had no idea what I did wrong. I was just like being truthful. I was like, dude, like
You're a big, strong woman.
Dude, she's big and strong. Like she's fucking strong as fuck. Like this woman
I
could play football.
I feel like that's not like a really bad thing to say. It probably make like a woman feel more empowered. She's like,
dude, they made me. Oh my god,
they're like, oh, men don't empower us. Well, I just said you were big and strong, bitch. What do you want from me? You know,
this woman, like, if she wanted to, she could, like straight up like curl me up into a ball and kick me across into the fucking ocean if she wanted to.
Oh man, that's bringing back the muscle mommy memories. Makes me want to. Yeah, if you see my pants start to rise, bro, don't.
Do you think there's gyms out there just for the muscle mommies?
Probably so, man. I'm sure they have them in like bigger cities and stuff. They probably even have a place called Muscle Mommies. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's definitely got to be some place like that out there somewhere. There's got to be. I mean, there's definitely like gyms just for women.
Oh yeah, like they got to have that because they got gym creeps and stuff like that. I've been wanting to go to the gym, and then I went. They had like this thing where you get like a free day thing at like Planet Fitness, and I was there for probably about a good like maybe 2 hours, and I was like, oh, all right, cool, I feel ripped. And the next day I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll never do this again. But I mean, I feel like though that a good workout would be beneficial, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always been like I love riding my bike. I was bummed I couldn't get on my bike recently because it's been cold and windy and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, I've been wanting to get a bike. Like
bikes are the way to go, man.
Yeah, bikes are sick.
I mean, especially around here, we got so many bike trails and stuff like that.
Oh, I got trails all through my apartment complex too, man. I got like there's like one trail that's up through here. It leads like 12 miles up to Mount Sequoia and shit. Which is kind of cool about where these apartments are. Is there's a lot of walking trails around the area and stuff. So that's pretty sick.
Well, Mike, to wrap up this podcast, let me ask you, what are your hopes for the comedy scene here in Northwest Arkansas? Where do you see this comedy scene growing?
Man, you know, we right now have a lot of good, aspiring comics coming out of Northwest Arkansas right now. I feel like, the scene has gotten bigger, dude, and right now, I mean, I want to see everybody, prosper and grow. When I first started doing comedy and, like, you know, someone would come along and they'd be, you know, like, you know, they're, like, funnier than you or whatever, and I would be like, oh, it's fucking up my progress because now something, you know, but now I'm just like, whatever, dude. I want to see everyone grow. I want to see everybody, you know, just get where they want to be and everything like that. And I think it's gonna go good, man. I think we got some good local talent, dude, and everyone's getting better. Every time I see everybody get on stage, everyone's always getting better and stuff like that. And
oh yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, like since I started doing this, like almost a year and a half ago, it's really amazing, like seeing the talent. And we're just all open micers.
Exactly.
Like, none of us are at like. I'm looking at your TV right now, and Kill Tony's on the TV. Like none of us are at that level where to be able to sit. We could all be on. We all could be on the microphone, but none of us are at the level where we're invited to sit at the table and be on the
100%. No, these people have been doing it for years. That takes
so much talent to be able to get to that level. Like I said this when I went to wrap up. Like, I went to the Comedy Cellar in New York City twice a few years ago. I saw two nights in a row. I saw that's where I got introduced to Mateo Lane.
Nice.
He went up both nights and fucking killed. But then, like everyone else, like including Mateo, like I knew nobody else. I didn't know who he was that night, and nobody else on the lineup. But the second night, Norton went up. Jim Norton went up.
Oh fuck yeah!
And you know, I've only seen like some of his podcast, some of his stand up and stuff like that. Definitely listened to a bunch of old O&A clips and stuff like that. But you knew like he's been doing this for like over 20 years. Like he's been doing this for a long fucking time. And he just went up and he did like a quick 5 minutes, and you could just feel the veteran, like the war veteran of comedy in him, because everything just felt smooth. Everything felt like a really clean, good set. Whereas like everyone else I'd seen, like a lot of them were funny, but you could tell like a lot of them were like, you know, nervous about something, like trying stuff. When Jim went up there, he just felt like, you know, just up here, just doing this real quick. It felt like, to him, it felt like nothing, but it's just like, you know, people say like they watch Jordan play. like basketball and stuff like that. It was just something else. Like when you see I feel like when you see a veteran comic, like just up there doing, like not doing an hour, not filling an arena, just in a club doing.
Yeah, just a little quick 5.
Doing a quick 5, quick 10. Like you feel like the realness of like, oh, this is how they, like, this is what Chappelle had to start doing. This is like what every single one of them had to start by doing just this. And one day, hopefully one of us will get to that level at least.
I want to see it, man. I want to see somebody get up there,
We're
whoever it is.
Nah, dude, it's going to be one of us for sure. If we always keep trying, we got to keep going. Well, Mike, thank you so much for doing my podcast. This is a fun time, especially getting to sit here with your cats.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Clementine's just sitting here on my lap. She is just a very happy girl.
Oh, she's a very happy cat all the time, man. She loves people, dude, for sure.
Well, Mike, this is we're heading into the spring. Open mics, you had some shows recently. You told me that they went really, really well. I'm hoping to try and get on some shows myself this year. And we shall see where this comedy game goes.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, folks, thank you for listening to this episode of Imagination Fun Time. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, peace out, fuckers.
Peace.